Hey everybody, Sean here at Lowell Ranch. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, I want to give you a quick little update on our chicken tractors because it is that time of year again, and we've got baby chicks in the brooder, and within the next week they're going to be coming out to the chicken tractors. So just wanted to give you a couple updates on some things that we did. And I've got two chicken tractors here. This is one, I think it's the Suscovich tractor design, and then this one that's the Salatin, Joel Salatin design. So I'm going to tell you a couple changes that I made this season, and then also give you an update on the waterer, which I never finalized last time when I built this Salatin tractor. Okay, so first off on this tractor was the waterer. And when I did the video on building this, I had this idea of using some PVC pipe and some nipples to make a waterer. Normally on these, there'd be a bucket with a tube, and then Salatin shows like a hanging bell feeder, but they were like 60 bucks and hard to get a hold of. And I had this 1-inch PVC pipe laying around. These nipples are really cheap. And so all I did was I took that 1-inch PVC pipe, and at the end I plugged it, and then I just drilled some holes. And it was the right size to be able to screw these nipples in, and the 1-inch pipe provided enough circumference that they make a good seal. So you can see there's water now. The seal is a good seal there. None of these are dripping, so there's no water dripping out of them. And then on this side, put a plug. I drilled a hole in it and put in a little connector here a barb connector with seals on both sides that I could connect this tubing to. And then that tubing then goes to my bucket where I've got another one of those connectors. Same thing, just kind of like a small, same thing. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but it's kind of like a small bulkhead connector for a bucket. And let's see if I can focus in there. It's not gonna work because I'm doing it through the fence. But anyway, so it's gravity fed, comes down. It's working good. So the bucket's full. You can see if the chickens peck at it, right, then the water will come out. And then I had it just hanging here with some baling wire, but it was twisting. And so I just added a piece of this metal. I don't even know what that stuff's called, but you just cut it to size, put a couple screws in, and that made it nice and tight. So when you try to twist it, it doesn't move. So really excited about using this. Last season, since I wasn't done with that, when I had the chickens out here, I was just putting a bucket of water out every time. Okay, also another thing that you'll see that I changed is when I built this, I had metal all the way around on the back half, and it was so dang heavy, I could not move it. And I had to put the hand truck under this side because all the metal was on this side to be able to move it, and it was really hard. But then with all the metal on top, I couldn't see the chickens over there, and chickens on the backside, they were getting run over. So I was like, man, there's gotta be a better way. So I left metal on the back, and I left the metal on this side. So right now, this side right here is facing north. So most of the wind comes from this direction or that direction. So I'm gonna be pulling the tractor this way, backwards as I'm walking as we go. So the main wind protection will still be the metal there. But then I bought these tarps that are 8x8, and they fit perfectly to be able to hook down at the bottom of the tractor and then just stretch over to the top. And then I just have them stretched with bungee cords on the top. And so you can see I've got one on that corner right there, and then one on this corner. So they can get out of the wind. They've got 2 spots to get out of the rain as well. Plus I got 2 spots that are open that I can see. And so on this, where it used to have metal, I put chicken wire. And then on the edges where the chicken wire is stapled down, I also covered it with a board. Or here, I unhooked the metal, wrapped the chicken wire around, stapled it, and then put the metal back. So everywhere it's secured nice and tight. And so this is a lot lighter, a lot easier to manage. And it's got the good water on here. So really excited about trying this out. And we'll probably be moving chicks out in about 1 week, maybe a little bit less. Okay, so then the Suscovich tractor, right? So this one, the main thing that I did here was the tarp was all held on at the bottom with just like fencing staples. and then zip ties around here, and then it was fencing staples on the other side, and the tarp was a little bit longer. So what I decided to do this time was I got a tarp that was a little bit shorter, and over here on this side, I hooked it in, so you can see some of them are hooked in with carabiners right there. Some of them are just looped around a nail, and I did this so I could take the tarp off easily. So it is, you know, a screw on there that's holding it down, the carabiners on both sides of the end, and then I pulled it tight over here with bungee straps. So you can see how nice and tight that is. So nice and tight. Oh, trying to zoom here. Sorry guys, I'm not a very good camera guy. Anyways, maybe I can't. But nice and tight there. And we had some strong winds the other day, like 50-mile-an-hour winds, and this thing was awesome. It wasn't moving. What was happening with the other tarps, because it wasn't pulled nice and tight, because it was the exact right size, and so you couldn't really pull it tight. It was flapping in the wind and it would just get torn up. Now this one, when we had those 50-mile-an-hour winds, it just held up like a champ. It barely moved. I did go ahead, after I stretched it tight with the bungee cords, and then on the ends where there was grommets, went ahead and used some zip ties, right there. But you can see I zip tied down all the edges. So it's zip tied down on both sides, pulled nice and tight with bungee cords. It is open at the bottom right here, but on the inside, you can see I do have a board on the back. So from the inside, they've got plenty of airflow when it gets hot. They do have protection from the wind on two sides, and they do have protection from the rain. So I think this will work out really, really well. I'm super excited about this year. So main thing, these two tractors so far, I tell you, there's advantages and disadvantages. So the Salatin tractor, the advantage is it's bigger. It's a little lower profile. Pain in the butt to move around. I can't pick it up with the tractor without doing something special. Really hard to get in there. We had some chickens that got stuck back in a corner, and something got them and they died, and then you had to crawl on your hands and knees to get back there. So this tractor, I like that you can walk in, easy to get to the chickens, easy to feed them, easy to water. And because of the width, I can just put some extensions on the forks on the tractor and pick it up and move it anywhere on the property I want. And it's a little bit lighter. This Salatin tractor is very heavy, a lot more 2x4s with the metal on there, just way too heavy. It'll be a little better this year. But all in all, I would say this one to the Scovich one only holds 30 chickens, so not as many, where the other holds 50. But all in all, I say I like this one better. Okay, so all in all, like I said, I think the one right behind me, this is Scovich tractor, that's the one that I like better. So if we're gonna build another one, I'd do one like that. Now, I am in the process of building a turkey tractor to put turkeys in for the spring, where they can mate, have baby turkeys, but also so I can have them out of the way. I don't know if they're gonna stay in there long term, but I am making it similar to this one, not the exact same, but very similar. And that way, if I don't keep the turkeys in it, I'm gonna use it as a chicken tractor. Now the only difference is it's very similar, but I made it a little bit bigger. So this one is like 6 feet by 10 feet. The other one I made, I think it's 8 feet wide by 12 feet long. So it is bigger. It has about the same square footage as this one. So it would be able to hold the same number of chickens, but it is higher and will have a door so you can walk into it and do all the things that I like about this one. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm in the process of doing it. I think I'm making a video on that, and when we get to it, then I'll post it out there. But that's kind of my next thing is so that I can have another one for raising more. Because right now we're doing 80 chickens at a time, because that's what we can hold, 50 and 30. But if we have another, we can hold another 50, then we could, do the math, right? Do 130 at a time. So anyways, that's all for now. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you guys following along and following us on our journey. Hopefully some of this stuff is helpful. I know some people shared that it'd be great if I showed some stuff. I have not figured out how to record myself while I'm doing stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have a clue what I'm doing most of the time. And it takes a long time. So this waterer, I've been working on it for 3 months. just a little bit here, a little bit there, and I got the wrong stuff, and I probably had to go to the store like 4 times just for a stupid, simple little waterer. And it's amazing how the easy things sometimes just take up so much time. But that's usually why I don't videotape in the process, because or I'll start, but on my 4th trip to the store, I'm so mad and I forget to do it the last time. So anyways, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna try to do better, but even if I don't, hopefully you guys will still tune in and you still find value. Thanks so much. Bye.